Hey guys, welcome back to our third edition of Red UX review video. My name is Dayan, and today we're going to be talking about online payment platforms, as in like the apps that we use: Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm. I would like everyone here to actually introduce yourselves, as everyone here is new. So why don't you start?
Hey guys, I'm Saloni and I'm an experienced designer at Red.
Hey guys, I'm Ajay and I'm an experienced designer at Red.
Hey, I'm Sanjana. I'm an experienced design intern at Red.
Yes. So we all agree that all of us use, these payment platforms, right? I remember for the longest time I never used this. I had this phobia of not having my money out in any platform or in an application. So I always used to use cash. I think I started using Google Pay for the first time last year end. So what do you guys think? Are you first of all, let's start with how do what do you think about the setup process of all these applications? How easy is it? How difficult is it? For me, it was kind of easy, but getting that whole KYC thing done was a little difficult. So, what do you guys think?
So if you go by Google Pay, so I think Google Pay setup is very clean. All you have to do is, I think most of the wallet apps have the same onboarding process. With your mobile number, like your bank account will be connected, which is a very smart move. Like most of the transaction details are sent through SMS on the same number. So that way it's very convenient. So once you finish up, or like once you finish entering all your details, then you enter your mobile number. Then you get to know like what are the banks, the accounts that are associated with your mobile number, and you get to choose. And so you get to choose which one do you want to link to your Google Pay account. So that way it's a very smart move. And also you can, in the settings at the back end, like you can even change, like you can change the bank account even if you have selected something else. You can always go back and select another bank also. So I think it's pretty clean that way. There's no hustle there.
Slow, what do you think?
So, just a little bit of context. I've actually been using e-wallets for a really long time, especially in college, because it's very easy to lose your cash. It's very easy to lose your card. But it's a little bit harder to lose your phone. So it was always just so easy. The lines were shorter at canteens and things like that. I never had to had like change for anything. But I always like use Google Pay and Paytm together in synchrony. So because there were some places that only accepted Paytm, some people that only accepted Google Pay. But I feel like in general, even the Paytm setup process is it's quite easy to do, and it is very similar to the way that Google Pay works, except you were right when you mentioned that the KYC is a little bit irritating to do because someone has to come to your house and it needs to be a physical process, and that does take time. But I also feel like at the same time, because this is something which people have a lot of security concerns around, it's maybe okay that there are extra steps involved, because even if it takes time, at the same time you feel like, okay, it is secure because it's not too easy to set up at the same time. I feel like the process was relatively simple, and the trade-off is that you don't have to worry about so many things anymore. And Paytm allows UPI and wallets, so and wallet payment, and I think that's made life really simple. Yeah.
Sandhana, how was your experience?
The same thing. I think I remember the whole KYC issue, which was actually the reason I started using Google Pay, because I remember me and all my friends had Paytm, and then suddenly this KYC issue came up, and we sort of identified a store that was like 3 kilometers away. We had to go and do the fingerprint and all of that.
Correct.
And we were all just so lazy that we just never ended up doing it. And every time we went, the shop was closed, and all of those issues. I think that's when I just decided to like not deal with this right now and just switch to Google Pay. And then finally, when we ended up doing it, that's when I started using like both of them alternately.
How about we talk about the functionality of these applications? Sony, why don't you start?
So with Paytm, I mean, right off the bat, this is now changed, but a couple of years ago when I started using Paytm, I actually found it super confusing to navigate through because when you come to the home screen, there are so many things that you can do. So just to be able to find that pay option was very confusing to me because that is primarily what you want to do when you open, Paytm. But they've recently changed that and now it's much easier. But in terms of functionality, I think Paytm gives you a lot. So you can do wallet transfers, you can do UPI transfers, you can also charge your mobile phone. There's movie tickets, there's plane tickets, for transport and all of those things. And I do find in that sense that Paytm becomes really helpful. They've recently started reminding me also. So when I make my mobile prepaid recharges every month, so the next month they remind me that, okay, your prepaid balance is low, you're going to have to recharge like you did last month. So things like that I find super helpful with the way that Paytm works in terms of functionality.
Pooja?
I think Google Pay is very clean. Like once you finish your onboarding process, you get to see how many friends of you are using the Google Pay on the home screen, and below is the business part. Like and you also see the transactions you have made with your friends initially. So the current recent transactions which you have made, and also then there's something called business where you see where you have made the transaction on a store, like when you go out and make a transaction. So you see all that. So which is pretty convenient that way on the screen. So there is when you tap on a friend, you also get that pay pay and request money. So either you can pay and request. So this is kind of nice functionality. It's very awkward to go and ask your friend, hey dude, just pay me. So yeah, this is kind of really nice way, like subtle way of pushing, like like sending a notification of requesting a money. So yeah, I think that's really nicely done. So yeah.
I think Apple Pay has a really nice way of doing it. So they have something known as a single-use token system, which basically keeps your credit card details really secure. So they have a customer vault API, which basically allows you to use single-use tokens while making or while processing purchase through the credit card payments. Card payments API. So, and your single-use tokens are only valid for 15 minutes, and they're not consumed by verification or anything. So, I think that's really secure. What do you guys think about security? Slow?
So, with wallets, there is always that added security of the fact that your account data is encrypted. So, even if there is per se a breach in your wallet information, it doesn't necessarily mean that your account is going to be affected in any way. And I think that definitely adds a layer of security that we don't otherwise have with your money. And that makes it great for wallets. But I also feel like the larger conversation with security is often about how many people trust that it is secure, even though people have said that it is. I remember when I was setting up my wallet, like my e-wallet, my dad was so mad at me. He was just like, it's not safe. I don't want you to be doing this. I'm not going to be paying you through Paytm or Google Pay. And it didn't matter that I told him that it was safe and secure. And I wonder if there are like ways to maybe communicate that information a little bit more, especially with people that are, more elder, to convince them that it is probably safer, and people are still working towards making it even safer. So I wanted to know what you guys thought about that too.
Related to this, there was something that happened with Google Pay a while back. I don't know if it happened to all of you, but all my account data just got deleted completely. All my transactions, everything. That was kind of really weird, and I had to set up everything all over again. So I don't know now. Now that you say it, I don't know if it's like some security measure to stop something from happening. But this randomly happened one day and I had to set up my account all over again. I have no previous record of my transactions now. I don't know. Maybe it could have been something for that. I don't know if it just happened to me.
I don't know how you handle it. I would have freaked out.
I did.
Let's talk about payments. I think both Google Pay and Apple use the NFC payment system, which is quicker and apparently a little more safer. And it lets you easily pay stores, sites, and even P2P. What do you think? How's your experience with payments? Paying people, getting your payments, probably even paying through your online stores. Like, for example, I think PhonePe has your online stores, like an e-commerce section as well. and even your bills. How do you find payments through that?
So I've always found payments very easy to do using the e-wallets or using UPI transfers. That is one thing that often annoyed me when I started using Google Pay. So transactions often fail too. It's something that can happen a lot of times. And initially, Google Pay never, Paytm too, I think, they never told you what happens in case this transaction fails. They never told me how long it might take. And so often I was just like, my money's been debited from my account because I've gotten that notification, but I don't know where my money is right now. But recently they've fixed that. So there's like this little notification which tells you, in case your money doesn't reach you, this is what will happen in the next couple of days and things like that. And I think that that's really helped. It isn't just about convincing the user to trust the e-wallet enough to use it, but it's also during the process, how transparent are you being with them when there are issues that arise, because money is super important to you. I think that's something within payments that I thought is really nice that we have now.
That is true. That message is there, but it still makes me a bit anxious every time I'm about to make a payment that's like maybe 2,000 or 2,500, because it's happened many times where that payment processing message comes and they haven't received it and it's gone from my account. So even though that message is there, honestly, I feel like in the next 3-4 days to sort of wait and hang in the balance about whether the money is going to reach or is just gone somewhere into thin air. I think that little bit of fear I always have when I make any payment on Google Pay.
Right.
I think the one thing that I like about Google Pay though is that when you send someone the money, you also have the ability to chat with them, as opposed to with Paytm, you really can't do that. So the money is sent and then you have to find a different interface to ask them if they've received it and stuff. Whereas on Google Pay, you can directly also message them. So I like that also. I think that's and I think that's maybe something that WhatsApp Pay is going to be able to use to their advantage as they're coming up to, because they're using that same platform to be able to do that same thing, and it makes it really easy.
And it's actually fun also to pay through Google Pay with all those cards that you can add while you're paying or when you're sending messages. I think that's really fun. Sorry, Ajay.
Have you guys ever made that mistake of like writing the payment amount into the chat box and sending it as a chat instead?
Yeah, I have done that. Yeah,
I think that's one flaw, I would say, that it looks like the button to the rightmost is the chat, and then to the left of that is pay, which it probably should have been switched. But I've often pressed that and just like sent the amount and realized that it's actually a text message and not the payment.
The one thing I like about Google Pay is that so you can create a group. Like if you go out with your friends, like 5 people, and they have to pay you back, so you create a group, and it's like you can add individuals, and you can even and you can type in like how much each person has to send. So and you get a status bar, like how many people have paid. Like out of 5 people, you can even see one person, 2 person, 3, like how many people have paid. And with that, you can even like request, like as in like you can create a group, request the money the person has, like the people have to send you, and the amount also, and you get a small status bar below it, like how many people have sent it. So it's kind of a cool thing. I'm not sure if it is there in Paytm yet, but I think if this thing can be applied in WhatsApp Pay also, I think probably WhatsApp is already working on it, I guess.
I've actually never used that feature. I don't know why we've always thought of using Splitwise for splitting.
Yeah.
So you use one application for payment and you use another one to tell you that this is how much you owe me. How many of y'all are familiar with this phrase, better luck next time? And where do you think you see it?
Oh,
Google Pay.
I'm not going to talk about it.
How many of us actually hate it when you get that over and over and over again?
Yes.
I get a 50,000 transaction which I make, and I get 5 rupees or better luck next time. It's just so irritating. But of course, what do you guys think?
And I feel like all my friends get once in a while they get like 150 rupees back for no reason, and they'll be like celebrating. I'll just be looking at my better luck next time. It's so sad.
I think it's a feature to have though. Like it does keep things interesting. Same, like just the way that Dayan, Sanjana, you explained, I often don't get the money. A lot of my friends end up getting it. I don't know what Google Pay has against me, but it's still fun to have. It seems like it's something that you look forward to, and even within those tickets, they have all these different types. They have the orange ones where you could win a little bit more. Then they have the blue ones where it's usually like 5-10 rupees, clearly 150 also. So I mean, like, and I think that keeps it very interesting. I mean, even Paytm has like cashbacks and rewards and stuff, but I personally end up liking Google Pay's idea a little bit more, because even if it's 5 rupees, it's like a direct 5 rupees into my account, and I can use that money the way that I want. Whereas it doesn't work the exact same way with like cashbacks and things like that. Yeah.
I've heard this. I've not used PhonePe, but I've heard that PhonePe has a great give back feature. I mean, they constantly give you rewards and everything. And I think Apple apparently has a very high reward credit card option. So what they've done is, if you use your Apple Pay on Apple products or on groceries, for every transaction you get a percentage off, or a certain amount off. So I think that's really, really cool. Do you guys have anything else on these rewards? I think Google Pay is this new feature, that the whole game thing that all of us play and steal each other's games. I think that's really, really cool, right?
Tickets.
Talking about nice to have features, do you have any suggestions?
So I feel the money control part, how much you spend on each item, I think Google Pay should probably integrate that, like how much are you spending, like your monthly you can fix a budget, like on this month you're going to spend only so much, so that way I can even like track my expenses and stuff. So that way I think that would be a nice feature. And another one more feature would be the splitting part of the bill.
Sanjana?
One thing for me, I think, would be I like to check my bank balance through Google Pay, because I don't have my bank app. And I used to do like 5 steps to get to my bank balance. I had to go to my account, then go to settings, then go to view balance, then type in the PIN and then get it. And very, very, very recently I realized that if you scroll all the way down on the homepage, your balance is right there. You click on it. And that's something that struck me, that why would they have the payments, they have businesses, they have promotions, they have more ads, and right at the very end is the check balance. So just that's one thing that I would like to have, like, because that's all I use. I basically use just payment and check balance. I don't even use anything else. So I think that should be a bit more convenient.
Okay. Great, guys. I think we've had a good understanding about wallets, and we've told what we want, what we don't want. Yeah, I think it's been a really nice conversation. Thank you for taking your time out and getting on the call with me to just to help discuss about wallets. Thank you guys again for your time. You have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
You too. Bye bye.